Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today we're taking a look at a real classic, Toy Story 2.
It really is more than just a sequel.
Yeah, it brought us so many complex characters, and let's be real, we all cried at least once.
Oh, yeah. We're diving deep today. Behind the scenes stuff, plot analysis, maybe even things you missed watching it. And get this, Toy Story 2 was almost a straight-to-video release.
Whoa, can you imagine that would have been a completely different world?
Seriously. Thankfully, Pixar decided against that.
Yeah, we're really going to unpack why this is a masterpiece. For a while there, sequels weren't exactly wowing people.
True. But this one didn't just meet expectations, it went way beyond that.
And I think a lot of it is how they set things up right from the start.
Oh, you mean with Woody and the yard sale?
Exactly, it's like every kid's worst nightmare.
So true. First, they play on that fear of being lost, left behind.
Especially as a toy.
Right. And then, bam, Al shows up, the toy-obsessed villain.
And I love that touch with the single feather.
Oh, from his getaway car.
Yeah, classic detective movie stuff.
Totally. Such a small detail, but it sets the whole thing in motion.
Buzz Lightyear, the detective. It's amazing.
Haha, totally.
So while Buzz is getting his team together,
Woody runs into the Roundup gang.
Jessie, Bullseye, and of course the prospector with all his issues.
Right. And that's where Woody's identity crisis hits.
Hard. He's not just Dandy's toy anymore.
Suddenly, he's this icon.
With a whole backstory we never knew about.
It's like discovering a whole hidden past. Makes you think, what is a toy's worth? Really? Is it about who they belong to or this bigger cultural thing?
I never thought about it like that.
Wow.
And speaking of identity crises, what about Buzz?
Oh, Buzz 2.0.
Yeah. He's delusional, thinking he's a space ranger.
Uh-huh, totally. It's like they mirrored the first movie.
First, Buzz had to accept being a toy, and now Woody's dealing with being a collectible.
Pristine, never played with, but not loved in the same way.
Two sides of the same coin, really.
Absolutely.
But we can't forget about. Well, this might be the saddest scene in any animated movie.
Jessie's story.
Yeah, when she loved me.
Oh, man. Sarah McLachlan. Those flashbacks, it's just...
Heartbreaking.
It gets me every time.
The animation is incredible, how they show Emily growing up. Forgetting about Jessie.
Ugh, it hurts. I think it hits so hard because we all fear being left behind, forgotten.
Exactly. And that's why Jessie doesn't want to escape with Woody at first.
She's been abandoned, so of course she's scared.
Okay, but let's talk about the prospector. He's all about staying mint in box forever.
Yeah, but his reasons go way deeper than just avoiding playtime.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, he spent his whole life in a box. Unwanted.
He's basically cynicism personified. Love fades, kids grow up, and the only way to matter is to survive.
Pretty dark, huh?
Which is why he's such a contrast to Woody.
Right.
Woody is all about embracing love, even if it means getting a little banged up.
So it becomes this choice.
Comfort and preservation versus messy, joyful love.
And that's the big question. What really makes a toy valuable? Its condition or its connections?
That applies to way more than just toys.
It does, doesn't it?
How often do we hold back because we're scared of getting hurt?
That's deep, man.
Toy Story 2 makes you think, doesn't it? It's not just a kid's movie. It's dealing with some real stuff.
So true. And it does it all while making us laugh and cheer for these toys.
It's pretty amazing.
It's so great. It balances these really big ideas with just pure fun.
Oh, totally.
Like we have a whole rescue mission.
Oh, yeah?
That new Buzz, totally hilarious.
And then Zurg shows up.
Don't even get me started.
I am your father.
Classic.
But it's not just a funny moment, though, right?
Oh, definitely not. It's Buzz's chance to shine.
He breaks free, literally and figuratively.
Proves himself to the gang.
All while fighting his arch nemesis.
Exactly. It's Toy Story at its best. Taking these familiar ideas and making them funny and heartwarming at the same time.
And visually, it's stunning.
Oh, the animation is incredible. Light years ahead of the first one. The characters, so expressive. Everything moves so smoothly.
And the detail.
I know. You can see every little stitch on Woody.
Amazing how much computer animation changed in those 5 years.
Toy Story 2 really pushed the limits. Remember that scene where Woody's getting clean?
Oh, yeah.
You can see the dust, the bristles on the brush.
Incredible.
But it's not just about being pretty. It really pulls you into Woody's struggle.
You're right. He's being made perfect. Museum-worthy. But is it worth it?
Exactly. It's visual storytelling done right.
And that brings us back to Woody's big decision.
Oh, yeah. He's tempted by the prospector, all that talk of being famous, a legend.
But then Buzz arrives.
And things get real.
You are a toy.
Man, that line gets me every time. It's exactly what Woody needs to hear.
He remembers what's important.
Love. Connection. even if it means a few scratches.
And that's when he decides.
He's going back to Andy.
And he's taking Jessie and Bullseye with him.
He's not just thinking about himself anymore.
He's grown so much, sharing that love with others who need it.
And then that airport escape.
Heart-stopping.
The way they use the luggage belts, the moving walkways.
Like something out of a dream.
It's like a visual representation of Woody's journey. Everything's changing.
He's escaping physically and mentally.
And don't forget that last fight on the plane.
So intense.
So intense.
And then the ending. Andy's back from cowboy camp.
He's grown up.
Woody's arm is ripped.
And Andy just fixes it.
Such a small thing.
Yeah.
But it shows how much Andy's matured.
He's not worried about the damage. He's taking care of his friend.
And then he welcomes Jessie and Bullseye.
He even writes his name on their boots, just like Woody's.
They're a family.
It's all about found family. Love and connection can come from anywhere.
Although I always feel bad for the prospector.
Oh, yeah. Stuck with that girl who's obsessed with makeovers.
What a way to go.
It's ironic, isn't it?
Totally.
He was so worried about staying perfect. It's like a lesson for us.
You mean about holding on to the past?
Yeah. It stops us from enjoying the present.
Oh, and Wheezy. We can't forget him.
That poor penguin.
He gets his happy ending, too.
He does. And what a perfect ending it is.
Singing You've Got a Friend in Me.
It reminds us that even the smallest characters have a place.
A voice.
And a role to play.
Toy Story 2, it's more than just a movie about toys. It's about life.
It really is.
Loss, fear, growing up.
It's like a philosophy lesson disguised as an action movie.
And that's why it works for everyone.
Kids love the adventure, adults get the deeper stuff.
We all connect with that inner child.
Yeah.
You know, it really is incredible how this movie just grabs you.
It does, doesn't it? And I think a lot of that comes down to the people who made it.
Oh, absolutely.
We've talked about the story, the animation, but the real star is John Lasseter.
The director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't just direct, he co-wrote it too. He was involved in every part of it. A true passion project.
And you can tell, it's like Toy Story was his first movie as a director.
It changed everything.
Totally. Suddenly, computer animation can tell real stories, not just be all flashy.
And then he comes back with Toy Story 2 and somehow makes it even better.
It's rare for a sequel to be as good as the original, let alone better.
So true. But they did it. They made the characters even more interesting, took the story deeper.
And visually, it was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
You know, I read that Lasseter didn't even want to direct it at first.
Really?
Yeah, he was worried about messing with the first movie, you know.
I get it. Sequels can be tricky.
But I think him being involved was so important.
Oh, totally.
His vision, his attention to detail, it's everywhere.
Absolutely.
The way the toys move, the backgrounds, it's all so carefully done.
They created a whole world that feels real.
Well, as real as a world with talking toys can be.
Right. Uh-huh.
And the voices.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Hanks and Tim Allen were perfect.
Iconic.
They make Woody and Buzz so believable.
And the rest of the cast, too. Joan Cusack as Jessie.
Oh, she was amazing.
Heartbreaking and funny.
And Kelsey Grammer as the prospector.
Yeah.
So good. He really brought that, you know, that darkness to the character.
He did. Everyone brought something special to their roles.
And then the music.
Randy Newman.
Pure magic.
Oh, yeah.
When She Loved Me is a classic tearjerker.
Definitely. But You've Got a Friend in Me.
It's the ultimate friendship song.
It is.
But even the music without words, it just adds so much emotion to the movie.
Like a secret ingredient.
It is. It makes you feel like a kid again. That
Yeah.
sense of wonder.
Totally.
Which is amazing because Toy Story 2 really does work for everyone, no matter how old you are.
So true.
Kids love the adventure.
Right?
And adults, well, we get the deeper stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the nostalgia.
It's a movie you can watch over and over.
And it changes as you get older.
Exactly.
Like, I loved it as a kid, but now I see so much more in it.
The little details, the layers.
It just gets better every time.
It's like the filmmakers created something timeless.
You're right. It reminds us that it's okay to still be playful no matter how old we are.
That's a good message.
So I think it's safe to say Toy Story 2 isn't just a sequel.
It's a masterpiece.
It makes you laugh, it makes you think, and it reminds you of what's important in life.
Love, friendship, using your imagination.
Well said. What do you think? What are your favorite parts of Toy Story 2? Let us know in the comments. And while you're there, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of film.